So my pet peeve has to do with anyone who kind of parks in an accessible spot who really doesn't need it, anyone who will block in an accessible spot and cause me to not be able to get into the van, or someone who maybe is sitting in their car and just sitting there waiting for someone to come out of the mall. They don't really need the spot. They could park in another spot and then pull up and pick the person up. So those are like one of my pet peeves. So my wife Janice and I went down to Taste of York down at the Valencia downtown a couple of years ago. And when I park downtown, I like to park in the CGA Professional Law Center. And if you're familiar with the parking lot, there's a big ramp, and it's a big cement ramp. It's a part of the sidewalk. And on either side, there is an accessible space. I park on the right one. I call it my space because if I can get it, it's perfect for me. So I can pull in, I can get the lift down, I get off the lift, I'm on the ramp, I'm good to go. So Janice and I are coming out of Taste of York, and we're leaving the Valencia, we come across George Street, and I'm looking down the line of cars, and I should see taillight, 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 space where that ramp is, taillight, which is my taillight. I don't see that, I just see taillight, 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 my taillight. And we get around the corner, and here is this white Mercedes station wagon sitting on the damn ramp. It's sitting right there on an angle, and there is no way I can get up to get close to the van to open up the lift. And even if I could open up the lift, I wouldn't have enough room for it. So I'm pissed, so my wife has got to take and move the van back. And this is not a small or easy thing to do. The van does not have a seat because I drive from the chair. If you're a tall person and you want to reach your foot to try to reach the brake, it's a really long reach underneath there because the steering wheel is out here and the pedal is way under there. Not to mention the pedal is 6 to 8 inches off the floor because the floor is lowered 6 inches. And so even though my wife has some stature of height, at 6'2.5", even that extra half inch couldn't help her to kind of reach, especially since she's in heels and a dress. So she's reaching, and this is incredibly stressful for her to be doing. And it's incredibly stressful for me to be outside of the van watching her doing it, knowing that that little heel, that little sole could slip off the brake at any time. She could go flying back and hit a car. And this is foremost on her mind. So this has created an incredibly stressful environment and situation. So she gets the van back, I get in, we go home. Another occasion, we come down like 2 months later, I see my spot, I park in my spot, we go to the Strand, we go see a concert. I'm coming back, and as I'm coming back down George Street, down the sidewalk, I make the turn around the building, and son of a bitch, there's the white Mercedes station wagon, the same damn one, PA license plate, GA, I won't say anymore, and I am just incensed. I'm like, son of a bitch, my Satan is summoned. I am just like, So we're thinking about calling the cops. And we realize that's not going to be something that's going to be feasible, and we really don't want to stay there all night. So we're thinking about a strongly worded, couple of paragraphs that we can write and put on a piece of paper and put it on the windshield and tell them how we really feel in very aggressive wording. But we don't have a piece of paper, we don't have a Sharpie. So now we're just reduced to taking a picture of the offending vehicle, its license plate, everything else. And we're going to go home and essentially we Facebook shame them and tried to get them to, we tried to reach out and try to shame them, but I don't think it ever worked. So the moral of the story is, yeah, the Mercedes really pissed me off. So if you're out there, for that night I was pissed off. But let me just say this, when you are looking at accessible space, even if you have a placard, and you think about using accessible space, maybe if you're going to go into Walmart for 2 hours and walk around, maybe parking 20 yards away isn't so bad. So think about who might need that space and try not to block people in. like those little white lines are there for a reason, because you'll probably, not necessarily make somebody's day, but you'll definitely not grind their gears, and you won't summon their inner Satan. Thank you.